So you can repeat the question. Right? Repeat the question.
The process of
Shifting the attention.
jnana is to shift the attention from the object to who am I? Inwards, going inwards. I am seeing the object, who am I? That attention I can find out. It's still me, I mean, an object. But by definition, awareness is formless, not an object. What does it mean to shift my attention to awareness?
Any gap between two objects is called awareness. Okay, any gap between two thoughts is called awareness. Anything which is there when there is no thought is also called awareness. The awareness can be found in three ways: gap between two thoughts, gap between two objects, or gap between the when there is no thought. So it's called awareness.
So that means no attention.
No, wait. Now I'll ask a question. Okay. So I'll ask a question to each of you. Okay. Are you aware? Vasu.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you aware is a question which created a thought in you. Yes, I am aware is a thought which came out. In between these thoughts, are you there? In between these two thoughts, there is no thought. Awareness only is there. Okay. Mind was active when you asked me the question. I asked the question. The thought was there. There is a gap. Then I am aware came in. In that gap, only awareness is there. There's no subject, there's no object. The subject object came after thought comes. Oh, I only Vasu spoke. In between any two thoughts, the gap is awareness.
So at that time, even the attention is not there.
The attention has gone back to source. So
Attention is dissolved.
okay. So let me ask the question of this attention business. I'll tell. First, this much is clear. Then what is attention and what is the relation to Atma? I'll tell you later. That I'll take it separate because that itself requires a clarification. Right? So when I ask a question, the question is a thought. The answer is thought. The gap between the question and answer is a awareness. There's no subject and object. To listen to the question, subject is required. To answer the question, subject is required. But between the subject, between two thoughts, awareness is there. Is it clear? So between two sensations, there is awareness. That's what we do in Vipassana. There's a sensation coming up and going. Between two sensations, what is there is awareness. Okay. That's what breathing also. People say breathe, observe the breath. Actually, observe the breath. We don't have to observe the breath. Actually, we have to observe the observer of the breath. Continuously observe the breath. As I am observing the breath, mind becomes peaceful. But you have to become aware that you are observing the breath. That is awareness. Okay. So in any of our perception or action, there are two steps involved. Two stages are involved. For example, I look at this apple. This is an apple as a thought. Okay. Is that all there? There is a thoughtless thought. I am aware that this is an apple. Any perception has two stages. This is an apple, a thought. I am aware that this is an apple. That awareness is there. It's not a thought. The background awareness is there. Right? I'll make it simple for communication purpose. Okay, that's not. So I'll say simply, this is an apple, a thought. I know that this is an apple. I've split that one perception into one thought into two. I know this is an apple. This is an apple. I know this. I know this. Right? So immediately next thing comes. This is flower. I know. So what is common to all? I know is common to all. Right? Understand? So like this. So this is pomegranate. So I know this is pomegranate. So I know I'm not verbalizing it. Okay. That's happening internally. That's called awareness. I know is awareness, background awareness. Without I know is not, without awareness, nothing is there. It's like just a thought. So this is a pot. I know. So what is their background? I know is there. Everywhere. Are you understanding? So I know is like a screen. Thoughts appear on that screen and go. I know, I know, I know. I know this apple. Sorry, apple, this apple. I know this apple. I know this is this mango. I know, I know. I know doesn't change. I know is there like a background all the time. Okay, there's no thought. I know there's no thought. In between two thoughts, there's a gap. Do you know that there's a gap? This knowing is there. Knowing is not a thought. I know there's no thought between two thoughts. So the know, I know, is like a screen. It is there when there is thought. It is not there. It is there when there is no thought. So I know is a constant background of all our perception. I know is the constant background of all our actions. I know doesn't change. That unchanging I know is called Sakshi or Atma or Brahman. Are you clear? Okay. So now let me make you repeat this, right? So what is this? A pot. You say? That is a pot, you say. I know that is a pot. Okay. I know is there in the background. It's not a word. So what is this? That is flower. Right? I know that is a flower. So what is common to this and this? I know. Okay. So before I showed the flower and before I showed the pot, what was there in my hand? I know there's nothing. Presence and absence of everything is known all the time. Gottaitappa. It's called Gottaitappa in Kannada. Right? It is there all the time. In deep sleep, what was there? I know nothing was there. I know is there. Others, how do you know there's nothing is there? So the I know is not a thought. I know is a general awareness, a constant awareness. That I know is Atma. So whether it's your body is there or not, mind is there or not, the world is there or not, I know is there. That I know is Atma, I know is Paramatma, I know is Brahman. That I know is same in me, I know is same in her, I know is the same in everybody. It's called Paramatma this way. I know doesn't change. It's like light doesn't change. Electricity goes through bulb, tube light, fan. Okay. But electricity doesn't change. That I know means not a thought. Awareness is there in everybody. That doesn't change. What changes is thought. Electricity goes through bulb, fan, tube light. Then, but fan rotates and blows air. Electricity bulb gives light, but nothing happens to electricity. That I know is there in everybody. You sing music. She dances. He speaks Vedanta. He speaks English. Different instruments do different things. I know everywhere. Everywhere is I know. It's not a specific knowledge, it's generic knowledge. That I know is called Parabrahma. Now, who are you in between these two? Huh? Who are you? Gottaitappa, I know. Awareness. Because that's the only thing that doesn't change you. Everything else changes. You put a little bit of powder, face changes. Remove the powder, face changes. Okay. 1 day old, your face changes. 1 day old, your body changes. 2 day old, mind changes. Okay. Husband changes, wife changes. The world changes. But what doesn't change? I know. Awareness doesn't change. Understand? That is not an object. Object will change. The subject never changes. The pure awareness. And what are you? That I know. That you have to say confidently. I know. That's why I am Brahman. That's all over. So I know I am Brahman doesn't mean that I know Brahman is object. I know is Brahman. Is it clear? So what you have to know? Mahamantra. Nanembudu. Nanalla. Ideham. Manabuddhi. Nanalla. Sachidananda. Shivanatma. Shivoham. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm pure consciousness. These are all objects, thoughts. Thoughts appear and disappear, but I know doesn't change. I am that unchanging I know. That's called Shiva. Is it very simple? But you come back and say, no, I'm suffering, sir. I'm suffering for 10 years. I just say, I know I'm suffering. Then who is suffering? The one who knows is not suffering. One who knows is the seeing suffering. So in the worldly language, I know about this fellow poor fellow is suffering. In Vedanta, when you say, I know I am suffering, you are not suffering. Because the knowing principle cannot suffer. So whatever you say is false in that sense. I am happy. Are you? I know I am happy. So I know doesn't know. I know there is no change. I am the changeless reality. I am the birthless reality. I am the deathless reality. I know I am Brahman. So this is called Aham Brahmasmi. I know is Brahman. I can't know Brahman as object. I know is Brahman.
It's like common fact.
It's a common fact.
In algebra.
Is it algebra? Everywhere what is common? In the present something, in the absence something, what is there is I know. That's called Brahman. In deep sleep, what is there? Nothing is there. Who knows that nothing is there? I know nothing is there. That knower is Brahman. So Aham Brahmasmi, very simple. I know I am Brahman. That means Aham Brahmasmi. Now I know you start making object. No. I know is Brahman. I know is the subject. I know the subject doesn't change in any of your activity, any of your thought. So if you do this understanding karma yoga, that karma becomes yoga. If you do the understanding I am doing, then karma becomes roga because you are identifying the object. If you this understanding, whatever you do becomes yadna, service, offering. Without this understanding, you do anything, it becomes. That's why people keep on doing meditation for 10,000 years. Okay. Right? That's why many of the stories now, you have heard Puranic stories, they're very fearsome. So that Rishi meditated for so many years. Then what is it? Anthill grown on him. That Rishi meditated for one leg for 10,000 years. Yes, 10,000 years you do some practice, nothing will work. Nana, you do immediately work. That's the meaning of that. See, we get scared by the stories. Rishis have worked for 60,000, dhyana for 60,000 years, 50,000 years. Some Rishi worked and the anthill grown them. The whole story is not to tell they have done severe tapas. Even after doing such severe tapas, they did get jnana because jnana is important for tapas. That's what is the meaning of that. Any mechanical practice you do, millions of years doesn't work. Right? We get fascinated by the stories. Oh, that person went to Himalayas, he spent only 40 years in Himalayas. Very good. How does it matter 40 years? If you don't know I am Brahman, then you spend 10,000 years, also it doesn't matter, make a difference. You should know what is the jnana first, then you do dhyana. Dhyana is effective. The whole purpose of spiritual teaching is so you went meditate for 10,000, 20,000 years, not to scare you that any mechanical practice doesn't work. No, you get fascinated. I also have to do 10,000 years of tapasya before I get something. You read everything ulta. No. At least that my guru is a monk. He only meditated for 20 years. So I also have to meditate 25 years to become better than him. Atma Dhyana has nothing to do with 25 years. Atma Dhyana is going to do with clarity. With jnana you do jnana. Any jnana is effective. Without jnana, if you do anything jnana, it is mechanical. So the example is there's one donkey. Okay. In the mountain area, the donkeys are used for carrying something goods from the bottom to top. A donkey carries Bhagavad Gita books every day from bottom of the hill to top of the hill for puja, and after time brings back. 40 years of service he has done. So Gnani, the donkey has become Gnani. Carrying the Bhagavad Gita book will not solve your problem. What we are doing is most of us are doing spiritual sadhana, carrying the load, luggage. You know how many Upanishads I have done? I have read 10 Upanishads. That carrying the load of Gnana. You know how many meditations I have done? I have done meditations practice for 8 hours per day for last 20 years. So we are carrying the load. Jnana is dropping the load. Understanding who am I to clarity. Without jnana, dhyana is mechanical. Dhyana helps, but jnana and dhyana should go together. That's what is meaning of Upanishad. Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa. And now dhyana means our understanding is we do dhyana is closed eyes. Dhyana is whatever mind is constantly focused on is called dhyana. With your eyes open or closed. That's called nidhyasa. With your eyes open or closed, I know I am Brahman. If you are aware, you are there. If you don't understand this much, whatever you do is a circus. Is this clear? So now I'll guide you to a meditation practice, a nididhyasa. Then I'll answer your question. Or you have to answer before that.
It's related.
Yeah, stop this and I'll ask a related question. Then, okay, what is the question?
Should I come closer?
Yeah, come close.
Yeah, thing is, it's about those two thoughts and the gap between the two thoughts.
Yeah.
The gap, do I exist in the gap?
If you don't exist, who knows that there's a gap?
No, yeah, the thing is, if I know I exist, that also says that's implying that the subject is still.
No. When you say I exist, another thought has come. The gap is gone now.
Okay.
So when you say between two thoughts you exist, when you say I exist, the thought has come. But before the thought came, they existed. That's why the thought came.
But I still existed before the thought I exist came also.
No. There are many events in your life, many things in life. You don't even ask the question. This thought is the next thought is there. Between two thoughts you existed. Now, because I asked the question whether you exist, you are giving a thought. Otherwise, you are naturally taking, no? Do you have a, see, his question is, when I say I have a thought and I have another thought, in between the thought gap, did I exist? If I say I existed, it's also a thought. Right? So he says that's also a thought. So there are, this is actually, this question is coming when I ask you a question, particular question, do you exist? If that's a thought, because to answer that thought is required. But before the answer, there was no thought. You existed there. That's why you are able to answer confidently, I existed.
But the I know is subjective. Right?
No. I'm saying in that I know, there's knower and known is not there. Existence only is there. When you say I existed, you are making a factual statement, existence is there. Existence which knows is not. Existence, see, when you say pure awareness, okay, it's a pure existence, where there's knower and known is not there. In between two thoughts, there's knower and known is not there. Existence is there. When you say I existed, you are making a statement of pure existence, which is not individual. Right? Are you getting what I'm saying?
I'm kind of, but I'm not
So
coming.
Let us come back.
There is no way of knowing I know. It is just, you just have to stop at some point, say, I know blank.
No, that also I'll tell you. I'll tell you about that also. Huh? Right? So your question is, there are two thoughts. Between two thoughts, there's a gap. So if I ask you a question, between two thoughts, do you exist? You say, I exist. I exist is thought. It's not this, there is another thought has come. Right? Before this thought, there is a gap. In that gap, did you exist? You are not aware that you are existing. You are not aware that you are not existing. There's no self or other awareness.
But continuous awareness is there.
The continuous awareness is there, but the continuous awareness got converted into thought when you speak.
Okay, but the awareness itself is subjective. It is happening to some subject.
No,
It's like
the awareness itself is there because the moment it separates to some subject, the thought will come. A subject or object is a thought. Awareness is not a thought. Right? The moment you say there is pot, there's a thought. Now I look at this glass, there's a thought. Between the pot and glass, there's no thought. Okay, that is awareness. There's neither subject nor object.
Okay.
Understand? So that in every day, throughout our day, okay, I'll give you some formula. Okay, sit. I'll give you some formula, very interesting formula. Okay, how many thoughts you have per day? 60,000. Okay, this is not I calculated, some yogis have calculated. Right? 60,000 thoughts are there per day. Out of that 8 hours per day, you take it out. Okay, 16 hours per day. Right? 16 hours per day, 60,000 thoughts a day. I'm sleeping. Dream also is thought, but we leave it. In the waking state, 16 hours, 60,000 thoughts. Per hour, how many thoughts are there in area? 16,000 divided by 60,000 thoughts are there per hour. No. It's mental. It doesn't require IIT. 1,000, around 1,000. Because 16,000 really? 16,000. 16,000 by 16.
16,000.
16,000. 3.5. How much?
3,500
3,500 per
hour.
hour. Correct? 3,500 per hour thoughts are there. In 1 hour, how many minutes are there? 60. 3,500 divided by 60. You make it 3,600 divided by 60. Round up. So how much? How many? 60. 600 per hour. Right? Per hour?
Per minute.
Per minute.
600 per minute.
Are we doing correct? I think somewhere we did a mistake. 60 per minute. Okay?
1 per second.
No. So how many seconds are there per minute? 60. 1 thought per second. Correct? Understand? Roughly. So now, how much is the duration of each thought? It is a microsecond. It's just it comes and goes. It's not even second. In 1 second, the thoughts and comes there. 1 second has 1000 milliseconds. One thought is not even 1000 milliseconds. 999 milliseconds, your thoughts mind is empty. Huh? The gap between two thoughts is much larger. 999 milliseconds thought is not there. 99% of your 1 second thoughts are not there. Okay, 99% of your day or more than that is thoughtless. Then what are you? Is the logic clear? Am I doing mistake?
Usually the thoughts are dominating. So
No, the thoughts are not there.
but
Thoughts are not there is dominating. But you give only attention to thoughts.
yeah.
Okay, when thoughts are not there, you are pure awareness, you are Brahman. So when the thoughts are there, you become Jiva. So 99.9% of the time you are Brahman, 0.1% of Jiva, and you are struggling, this 0.1% is struggle to become 99%, which is already there. Revolutionary problem of spiritual life. So what you are already, you are trying to become that. With the thought, it is less than 0.1%. The 0.1% becomes big for you.
So their attention has come in naturally into the equation.
Attention?
Has come naturally into the equation.
Okay.
You said that you're paying attention to thought and
So am I doing some mistake? Is my calculation okay? I mean, any mistake is there. Should I redo it again?
No, 1 thought per second is right. Not 1000 microseconds. That also basically understanding thought time is very less.
Thought time is very less, and the single thought time which is very less occupies as if it occupies the whole movie, whole day. It isn't.
Because you're thinking about that.
You are constantly thinking about that. The next thought is about that. You don't even think that there's a gap between the thoughts. So you are already Brahman. Now you want to become, I want to become Brahman. I want to become Brahman. Again thought. Missing that the Brahman is in between his thoughts is Brahman. Night.
Can I give an analogy?
Yeah.
Just I was just thinking, it is pervasive.
Ah.
So I was just thinking about this. We always neglect what is there. One example I'm giving is air.
Yeah.
Air is everywhere.
Yeah.
Now you fill up air into the balloons.
Yeah.
We now see balloons and it is air there. But if you see, air is so, it's like how many balloons you fill up, still air is there. So, but our attention is always on the balloon and say air, but air is always there.
Perfect example.
So I'm just thinking.
So I'll give a same example. I'll explain. Now, please look at your room and identify 3 things in the room. Identify 3 things in the room. Okay, madam, what are the 3 things in the room?
ಮರ ಇದೆ.
Tree is there.
ಇದು ಮೈಕ್.
Mic.
ಇದು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್.
3 computer. Most important 3 things. Most important 3 things. Space, ಅವಕಾಶ. ಬೆಳಕು. Light. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಗಾಳಿ. ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಲೆಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. What is natural we don't even care. What is natural is Brahman. Okay, we don't even care.
Person who is seeing.
Then if you don't have eyes, you cannot see it. Eyes are very important. Okay, eyes cannot work if mind is not there. Mind is important. Mind cannot work without Atma, awareness. Awareness is there all the time. We don't even know that awareness is the light. The awareness light is there all the time. We don't even care for it. And then we say, I will go to Himalayas and find it. I'll go to ashrams and find it. I'll do tapasya and find it. What is naturally available to you in front, within you, you can't find it. And then you are finding it. I will do meditation 10,000 times, 10,000 times. No, I'll do breathing practice so many times. No, I'll do japa 1 crore times. I'll find awareness, which is already there all the time. That's like one fish asking another fish. See, people tell water is everywhere. Please tell me, where is water? So we are trying to find awareness everywhere. Awareness is the only thing which is there all the time. Everything else is coming and going. Then we say, no, I want to become enlightened one day. I want to find awareness one day. How will I find? All that you have to say is, I know I am Brahman. That I know is awareness Brahman. Can you know that I know? You cannot. Can you see? Light can show everything, but light cannot see itself. Okay. So the entire world appears to be so big and so complex. The scientists say one thing. They collapse the atoms and molecules of the world. Okay, atoms and molecules of the world, if you collapse, the entire world, atoms and molecules of the world is not even 1 teaspoonful. And what is that? Whole world is emptiness, space. But it appears so solid, so strong. Awareness, space is there all around. You miss it. Okay. Taking attention back to the awareness any point of time is dana. Atma dana. It can be done with eyes open, with eyes closed. While doing work also it can do. Why you can do it while working? Okay. Why karma yoga works like this? So there is an object called banana. There is a subject called me. Okay. I know this banana. I know is there. I know Prabhuji is there. I know it's common to both. I'm eating banana. I know I'm eating banana. I know it's only common thing. Everything else is changing. That I know is Brahma, my dear. Awareness. So that I know can be combined with everything. Let's say Atma Dana, Nidhi Jasa can be done in everywhere. Okay. When you are drinking a cup of coffee, I know. When you're drinking a cup of tea, I know. When you're playing football, I know. So the awareness can be there anytime, any time of the day, anywhere. That is called Nidhi. It's called Angai Ven Nelikai. Karatala Malaka. It says Karatala Malaka in Sanskrit. The Nelikai gooseberry. Gooseberry on your hand, you can see, eat it and taste it anytime. Okay. Similarly, Brahman is so open, so clear, so simple. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Okay. So let us do some meditation practice. Let us do some